Hello Kristen, it is December 10th, 2013, and that means day 10 of Vlogmas. So today, for this video, I decided to do the Winter Wonderland book tag. I actually wasn't tagged in it, but I thought it was really cute the first time I saw it, and I just really wanted to do it and answer all the questions. So the first person that I saw who did it was Cassidy Vonchi. I'm butchering her name, I know it, and I apologize if you see this. I will link her channel down below. But I saw her do the tag and I thought it was really cute questions, and it just really made me want to do it. So let's get started. The first question is, what book is so happy and sweet that it warms your heart? For this question I chose Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. This is 3 different romantic holiday stories, so it's good for this time of the year. There's a lot of snow in it, so if you are somewhere and you're getting a lot of snow, this is a great read because it just puts you in the holiday spirit. Now, I read it probably 3 years ago, maybe even longer ago, but of course John Green is one of my favorite authors, and Maureen Johnson is also a very good author, and she's hilarious. If you ever want to follow her on Twitter, it's a great idea because she's just so funny. And Lauren Miracle, I believe this is the only thing I've ever read by her, but I remember loving these 3 stories a lot. So that is definitely my answer to number 1. The second question is, what is your favorite book with a white cover? I thought this was going to be really easy, but I found out that I have like 5 maybe covers that are white. And one of them I just showed you for question 1, so I can't really do that again. So Kristen, I know you will definitely approve this one. It is Uglies by Scott Westerfield, if you guys can see that. It's kind of creepy looking, which the whole concept of the book is kind of creepy. This whole series had white covers, but this one is definitely the best in the series. And it's about like teenagers who start out ugly, and when they get to a certain age they get to become pretty, which they get like all redone and like surgically redone, and they find, like, the main character finds out that they kind of alter your personality as well. So you see if she becomes pretty or doesn't become pretty. It's really interesting and a really great read. So that is definitely my answer to number 2. The third question is, you're sitting in a nice comfy chair wearing a onesie with a lovely warm hot chocolate, but what monster read are you reading? For this question, the first person that I saw do this tag answered, like, thought of the word monster as like a thick book, like a monster book, and the second person that I saw thought of it as like a book about monsters. So I'm just gonna do both of them. So the monster book, as in the thick book that I would be reading, is The Reality Dysfunction by Peter F. Hamilton. As you can see, it's very thick, and this is actually the first in a trilogy by him. It's a sci-fi book about space, and my uncle actually got it for me got all 3 of them for me last year for Christmas, and I haven't been really able to read them. I've read this much of this one, and it is really good. I like it a lot. It's just a lot to read. So I feel like it's one of those books that I'm going to be going back and forth to, like between books, like read some of this, then read another book and read some of this. But it's definitely very interesting if you're into sci-fi and space and stuff. So my second monster book, like if monster meant actual monsters, would be Vampire Academy. If you consider vampires monsters, I don't know. But this is by Rochelle Mead, and it is my second favorite series after the Harry Potter series, and it is just an amazing series. I loved it so much, and I've only read the series once, although I do want to go back and read it again because The characters were amazing, and like I've probably said before, Rochelle Mead is one of my favorite authors, so I definitely love this series. Now there's going to be a movie coming out in February, I think on Valentine's Day, and it doesn't look like it represents Vampire Academy very well. And also, I think this is the only mention of vampire in the entire book. They're called something different, and they act different, so I really don't think this is an accurate title for this book, but it's definitely a great book. Even if you don't like vampires, but you like YA novels and like action, then you should definitely pick this up. The next question is, it started snowing, so you decided to have a snowball fight. What fictional character would you love to have a snowball fight with? My answer to this question is definitely Adrian from the Bloodlines series. This is the last one, the one that just came out, and I just finished reading it a couple of weeks ago, and I just love him so much. This is by Rochelle Mead, in case you didn't know, and he is just a great character. He's moody and artistic, and he's just a cool bad guy, I guess you could call him. So I would definitely be having a snowball fight with Adrian. The fifth question is, sadly your fire is beginning to go out. So what book would you tear the last few chapters out to throw into the fire? Now when I heard this question, I knew exactly what book I was thinking of, and that would be Deathly Hallows. And it's not because I didn't like the last chapter, the epilogue, but it's because that means it's final, that means it's over, that means she's done writing Harry's story, and that makes me really sad. So I would definitely, if it meant that the whole epilogue would be erased and she would have to continue the story, then I would definitely rip out the last chapter of the Deathly Hallows. The final question is, what book is so close to your heart that you would gift to someone this Christmas who hasn't read before but wants to get into reading? So I actually have two answers for this last question. One is definitely dear to my heart, and that is Paper Towns. I love John Green so much, and I love this book. I think to start off reading John Green, someone should definitely read Paper Towns first. I definitely would recommend Paper Towns to whoever wants to read and hasn't read yet. Another book that I would recommend for someone who wants to read but hasn't is The Disreputable History of Frankie Londu Banks. I probably butchered her name, but it is by E. Lockhart, another great author, and this book is just hilarious. It's about a girl who is in boarding school, and she does all this mischievous stuff, and it is just fun and exciting, and definitely a great read for someone who is trying to get into reading more. So that is the end of this tag. I'm tagging Kristen, of course, because I really want you to do this. I want to know your answers to these questions as well. Yeah, so Kristen, you definitely have to do this tag. I look forward to seeing what you pick and who you want to have a snowball fight with, and I will see you tomorrow.